reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network. And we are here on the PAX outside. We're just waiting outside the convention center. I've managed to snag David Brevik of Gazillion to talk a little bit of Marvel Heroes. Now, you're a few months into the lifespan of the game. How was launch for you? What was that experience like?
Well, that is one I will remember for a very long time. It did not go as smoothly as I would have liked, but sometimes these things are the way they are, and all was kind of forgiven and forgotten after once people could actually get in and play. So overall, it was a great experience. I mean, I love working on something and then being able to open that present that Christmas morning. Here it is, and you get to start playing, and the wonderful things that come from that. So in all, it was a positive experience, though it was very stressful.
And even as you've had a couple of issues where extended downtimes or whatever reasons you've had, one of the things that I've noticed, even as not the most active member of the community, is that even I know what's going on, and you're communicating very well with everyone around you. Is that something that is just the particular team you have is doing that? Is that a concerted effort from you saying, if we have issues, let's get out there and make sure that everybody knows what's going on, and if we don't know what's going on, we'll tell them that?
Yeah, no, that absolutely it is. It's a combination of both. It's not only the team I have around me, but it's something I believe in as well. The most important thing especially an online game, I mean, it's true in any game, but really particularly in an online game, is the community. And we have made a real effort as a team to try and communicate with the community constantly. And one of the things that I did a couple months ago now was this idea where we've actually opened up the forums and let any dev post on the forums and talk about anything. No matter if you're artist, programmer, designer, producer, whatever, get in there and engage with the community. Talk about, we have problems just like any other game has flaws and problems and stuff, but the beauty of this game is that we can address those things, right? And we're not afraid to address anything, and we've already started to address a lot. Changing the business model to give Eternity Splinter so you can earn characters instead of a drop is an example of something that we've done. We keep listening to the community, giving them more of what they want, listening to their feedback, trying to make the best action RPG in the world. And the way we're going to do that is together, through cooperation and listening and working out problems that we have.
Now, can you talk a little bit about the challenge that you must be facing with that balance of making sure that things that are issues are being fixed while still looking at future content down the road? Sure. I mean, that's got to be a great challenge on your part, right?
There is a little bit of balancing act, absolutely. I mean, we have to spend some time addressing things now and sometimes expanding the game, as well as sometimes making not as popular decisions because we know where we're kind of going with the game and we know more information than the public does. But at the same time, 90% of it we can really work on, and we can even float ideas out to the public and get some feedback on it and decide if that is really something that we should invest our time and energy in. And so it's a constant feedback and kind of a chain loop of getting feedback, working on current issues, adding new things to the game. And I think we've balanced it pretty well. We've added a lot to the game already, and the coming up slate is very impressive.
Now, talking about future content and those sorts of things, that must be a great side benefit working with such a tight relationship with Marvel and the current cinema path that they're taking with the movies, and that bigger picture. I mean, you guys have to be in on a little bit of that, and that must be really hard to keep your mouth shut.
It is. I can give some spoilers right now, but then I may not work for Gazillion anymore.
David Brevik replaced at Gazillion.
But we do get some inside information. It's wonderful. It's been really great working with Marvel, and then we get to read, and get information on Iron Man 3, a year before it was made, and Thor 2 and things like that, because we know we're working with them to actually get materials in the game, and they do things like they came to us and said, we think you should put Rocket Raccoon in the game. We're like, Rocket Raccoon, okay, but nobody really knows who Rocket Raccoon is. And I mean, I love Rocket Raccoon, but really, Rocket Raccoon? And they're like, trust us. So a couple months later, they announced Guardians of the Galaxies. We're like, oh, okay, now I get it. And that's why they were saying that. It's things like that. And then they can do stuff like the Iron Man group. They actually sent us the models that they use in the CGI. They sent them to us, and then we could just put them directly in the game. So it's that close relationship that we can put actual Marvel materials right in the game. They've made tons of introductions to writers and artists and voice cast and all sorts of things like that. So it's been really great working with them and giving that inside information. And it's not just movies, it's also comics and other things too.
And you've got a pretty big patch coming down the road. You've got some stuff in there that's really looking to bring back some players who may have played the game at launch and have left for other games and pull them back in. What are you most excited about in this upcoming content?
Oh my God. It's like choosing your favorite kid. I don't know if that's really even possible, but there's
let me rephrase that. Once this content launches, what's the first thing you're going to do when you get in game?
I think my first goal is going to be defeating Dr. Doom on super heroic difficulty.
That's a fun fight on regular, so I can just imagine.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about the difficulty modes. I think that's one of the things that attracts me most. Being able to play through the story on higher difficulty, higher risk, higher reward, death penalty, things like that are really going to be awesome. They make the game more challenging, as well as it's just more interesting, and being able to repeat that story content instead of having to play particular areas over and over again. I think that will change make a lot of variety in the post 30 gameplay, to the level cap. And so I think that's one of the big things. But it's between that and now we got Emma Frost, and that's really exciting. A new starting zone, that's exciting. Unique items. There are like 100 unique items in the game or something like that. Each hero has several, and including some universal ones. We have a new item slot, relics, that it's an item that you collect and it stacks in your inventory. The more stacks you get of them, the more stats you get from it. So and it's going to take months for people to stack them to the limit. I think they stack to 1,000 or something. So as well as I think the biggest change is the defense change. We're changing and rebalancing. We literally rebalanced the entire game. And that's not saying with a slight tweak here and there. We literally rebalanced the entire game, because defense was point-based and now we made it percentage-based. And that meant we need to go back and how much hit points the monsters have, how much damage they do, how much you get from items. Like literally everything in the entire game got touched. And so that is a massive, massive balance change. And I'm really glad that we're coming out of this. I think that the game is playing super well right now with this patch, which just went on to Test Center last night, I believe. And we have another update coming to that tomorrow morning. And so I think that there are really some great stuff coming on there that will be right around the corner. The game will play very, very well after that patch.
Now, with the harder difficulty levels, are you adding new mechanics to the bosses as well?
Yeah, they have several new mechanics. They have affixes, like a lot of our bosses have random affixes that get added to them. And we have several new affixes that are added, all sorts of really fun ones. Turret Master and this Hydra Caller, and there's a really we added I think like about 10 new ones that are really, really fun. And so I think that combined with our already existing mechanics creates a completely different gameplay. Dr. Doom with added stuff is a real treat.
I'm just thinking back to that fight and then adding more to it. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun. And so I'm looking forward to that. And then obviously when you're playing these difficulty modes, the great thing is that the items that drop are better. The loot quality is better. There's better loot drops, better item find, but then there's the death penalty is the disadvantage. When you die, you earn less experience for the next 100 guys you kill. So which goes like that in the game. But but there is a little bit of a disadvantage to playing in those modes, not just an advantage, which makes the challenge a little bit more.
So since the game has launched, have you changed your favorite character to play? I know, again, it's your favorite kid, but you know, everybody has a character that if they're just going to go home, you're done working for the day, you just want to go home and play. Has that changed at all since launch, or?
Yeah, a little bit. I really enjoyed Human Torch. He was very different than everybody else in the game, and I thought that was wonderful. And I think that Emma Frost is the same way. The fact that you can permanently charm any mob in the game and make them your pet is a really different mechanic. It's just a lot of fun. And then, but I think my highest level character is Scarlet Witch, and I think I play her the most. Now she's really wonderful. We put in a teleport for her, so she has a new move that allows her to escape from combat, which she never had before, and so that's a wonderful addition.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it, and I can't wait to hear more about the game.
Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Awesome.